Okay, guys and gals, about 10 seconds of the obligatory disclaimer. If you want to read the whole thing, just pause the video. Okay, premium members only. Let's take a look at Light Sweet crude oil futures, January 2022. Let's see. The price, closing price was 70.61. Okay, you can ignore this price up here. That's the new session that's already started. So ignore that candlestick right there. Pretty big red day. And you know what I noticed, guys? That this chart looks almost exactly the same on the technical indicators as the S&P 500. I mean, it's almost identical. Same exact pinched MACD, same Big Daddy pointing down. Okay, yeah. Now, of course, oil is well below the 50-day, whereas the S&P 500 is above it. Okay, exactly the same behavior. Yeah. I smell very well orchestrated, planned price manipulation. That's what I smell. So, oil continues to look weak. Okay, it just looks weak. That was a nice little run, and now we got some weakness. Let's see what happens tomorrow. When does this one end? Let me check here. What do we got going on here? That's all the way out on January 6th. So if this comes down tomorrow and the next day, then that's some weakness. Okay, that's pretty weak. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, this is probably the daily cycle right here. Yeah, it's the red one. Okay, that's 1222. Okay, so forget the green ones. Let's look at the red cycles here. Okay, these guys. Yeah. So if that's the case, that one ends on, yeah, December 22nd, guys. Okay. So we are approximately, well, okay, not a surprise. Now I got a clearer picture. This is the middle of the cycle, and prices are coming down to the middle of the cycle. Okay, that's expected behavior. That is expected behavior. That happens a lot. Prices coming down or stalling in the middle of the cycle. So we'll see. This could just stall and then go up again. Or it could stall, maybe try to get some legs and then come, and then it may not come all the way down like that, but it may come down into this December 22nd cycle low. So we're going to have to watch this behavior, but right now, this looks kind of weak to me. Looks kind of weak, like oil could actually decline into the third week of December. Okay, let's take a look at the monthly. Okay, still looks strong there. Though we have short-term indicators pointing down overall long-term, but this month is strong. But long-term looks like it's starting to try to come down. And these guys already are. Okay, let's look at the weekly. Okay, on the weekly, nice bounce off the 50-week. Okay, until we see otherwise, could continue to bounce. Okay. Overall, MACD still looks weak on oil. Nice little bounce going on there and there on the indicators, but it's not really enough to say that the oil's got a strong rebound weekly. This is still just sitting on the 50, so we'll definitely watch that. Okay, let's look at the hourly. Very tradable today, guys. I mean, oil was so tradable. That right there, that candlestick right there, that was it. 5 a.m. this morning. And the whole day was tradable. I mean, okay, fine, you didn't trade that, but you reacquired right there on that candlestick at 11 a.m. Okay. For sure. And 12 and 1 and 2 my time. Oh my gosh, this was so tradable today. Look at a lot of money. Hope somebody made a lot of money. There was no reason to be afraid. The MACD's telling you don't be afraid. Go for it. Hope somebody traded crude oil today. I was busy trading notes. Up over $1,000 in notes, but if somebody traded crude oil, that was an easy trade right there. Okay, take advantage of it, guys. I mean, Second candlestick down. I always say it, or up. Okay, and then just use your proper risk management. I think I had somebody, a premium member, ask me about this today. They were trading or looking at Brent crude. Well, there you go. That's as simple as it gets. Far as timing, when is how do you know when a big move's going to come? You don't have to know. Okay, you don't have to know a single candlestick big movement. Don't worry about it. Just go with MACD starts to separate either up or down. If you get a continuation candlestick like that one was below the 50, you trade it short. This one, second candlestick that's red, trade it short. Sure, at some point it was a little bit higher. At that wick it got up there, but as soon as it got below that lower wick, that was all tradable there. If it got back above it, depending on how it went during this hour, you stop out, that's all. But you made profit there, you made profit there, you made profit here. This entire candlestick was profit. This almost entire candlestick, these two candlesticks were profitable. Okay, there was no reason to get out. The MACD's telling you stay in. Okay. All right, let's go look at gold. Remember, for new members that may not know this, on crude oil you can trade MCL, the E micro, really nice. And for gold, MGC. Okay, you can trade that one. All right. All right, gold. Let me switch over to the daily. We'll come back to the hourly at the end there. Still looks weak. That's the new day right there. Obviously today was a weak day right there. That was today's session. Below the 50. Not much to talk about. No reason to be trading long on this. I would not be trading gold long. Okay? Let's go look at the weekly. Then we'll do the monthly. So weekly chart. Looks weak here too. It's below the 50 week. Okay, it's below the 50 day. No business trading gold long. Let's look at the monthly. Tiny little candlestick. It is above the 50 month, but all this just looks. Everything about gold looks weak, guys, on every single time frame. You couldn't ask for better. You really couldn't. You can't ask for better. It's a shorter dream. Okay, today, which started over there last night. Okay, I wouldn't touch any of this mess, but I would have traded right there. 3 a.m. Okay, 3 a.m. And at 5 a.m. I think is either that's a London exchange or this one. I don't remember which one, but it doesn't matter. I would have traded that right there. I might have stopped out on that one, but I would have already made good money on this candlestick. As soon as this body got anywhere up at all, I would have stopped out. On this one, as soon as it got below the body, the lower part of that body, if you want to be aggressive, you jump right back in. And bam, bam. Huge. Huge. At least half of that, we'll say 250, maybe more was tradable, and all of this was tradable. The whole thing. 570, 5.7. Okay. And then on this candlestick you wouldn't trade, and there's a bunch of chop going on here. You just got to have a feel for those kind of things. So me personally, there's definitely opportunity in some of these candlesticks, but when you start losing the trend, see that going up on the SMI, it's going up, just stop. Don't trade it. The MACD is no longer telling you, you're not looking at the MACD anymore. You're looking at the fact that the SMI has turned and gone up, this one. Okay? It's turned and gone up. Just get out. You're done. Okay? The MACD is going to be slow to respond. MACD gets you into trade, and then the SMI gets you out. Okay, everybody got that? Okay. If you look at the 5-minute chart, we're not even going to look at it because there's so much opportunity here on the hourly. You should have made good money there. Okay, let's look at, is it going to be wheat? Natural gas, sorry. Yeah, natural gas. Let's look at the daily. Can't trade it. Just can't trade it. I wouldn't trade it. Maybe some of you other brave souls will trade it. I would not trade any of this. It's not tradable. I said it yesterday, I still say it today. There's nothing there. Okay, nothing's changed. Weakness on the monthly chart still. The weekly, weak. If you're going to trade it, if you're going to be brave and trade it short. But sitting on the 50 like that, just not something to be traded. Let's go look at the hourly. Yeah, it starts over here. It's up here, gets below. That's tradable. Because since everything is so weak on natural gas, you could trade that, especially once it got below that wick right there. You could trade about that half of it. If you've just felt so compelled to trade natural gas, you could trade that. The other one you could trade was that one, 100%. Okay, those would be the two, and then the very last one. Well, this is, forget these two. These two right here are the new session. But since we started the new session, for anybody that's looking at natural gas, yeah, that's the one you trade. It's the same thing over and over, guys. This one's below that wick right there. This entire candlestick, or half that candlestick, is tradable. Almost this entire candlestick is tradable. The new session started, you get a red one. This one starts right there. You just trade the whole thing. Okay? All right, that's it for natural gas. And for natural gas, you can trade /QG for the E-mini. Let's look at wheat. Wheat's been very tradable, guys. Very, very tradable. The hourly chart says so. We'll look at the 5-minute one too on that one. Okay. Wheat today, I think I mentioned it in the Discord server, broke below the 50. Big event, guys. That's a big event. Big event. Okay. We'll see if it stays below it. Does it just do one of these and then take off again? Okay. But this MACD is completely different than it was over here. Completely different. You can see it. Huge gap. Huge. These guys are still pointing down. Okay. Wheat has been big bucks all the way through this. You only really had 2 days to not trade. Okay. Everything else was big money. Wheat looks still tradable to the short side. Let's look at the monthly. Red candlestick. Now, I know December isn't over yet. I think that's December. Yeah. So we can't really say anything about these divergence warnings, but they are on the screen. And if they hold out through the end of December, that's going to be pretty big. That's going to tell us a lot. For the moment, we just see that there's a red candlestick here for the month. It does look weak, but it's not like, okay, we know for sure that wheat has changed direction and we're going to short the heck out of it. We can't really say that yet on the long time frame. Let's look at the weekly. This, frankly, I would have traded that. I mean, even though it's above the 50, I would have traded it. You got all kinds of divergence warnings going on here on the Big Daddy. These indicators clearly have rolled over and gone down. The MACD hasn't done it yet. Yeah, I would have traded this week. If I wasn't trading those guys, I'd be trading that right there. Okay, let's go to the hourly, because I know that's tradable. Craziness. This whole day was tradable. Almost the whole day. Okay, you don't trade that, and that. Okay. Now this is a little bit more difficult because it's well below. It's well below the on the hourly chart here. It's well below the 50, so it's not as easy to trade because you don't have a lot of resistance rejections going on. So let's go look at the 5-minute. Okay, and this is where you figure out how to make the trade. You just go to a shorter time frame. Okay, that's how you do it. And for sure, you're trading that one and that one. Okay, remember, you're looking at the 5-minute, and you know on the hourly you're well below the 50-hour, right? The gap between the top of the candlesticks on the hourly and the 50-hour is huge. So you don't have to be so afraid. You don't have to like wait for a second candlestick so much. Okay, you can trade this one about halfway down. Just jump in and get all of that and all of this one. Okay, if you wanted to on this one, you could just trade those two, those three actually. Okay, same thing here, this one and that one for sure. And again, if you want to be safe on this one, you know, you don't really have to be because, again, you're well below the 50-hour. But if you wanted to, you could just wait till you get below that lower wick on that one right there and then trade the rest of it. So just think about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candlesticks that are all really safe trades. Like, that's me being safe. Okay? 8 different candlesticks. Lots of opportunity there. let's go on to oats. Okay, oats is not really a 5-minute or even an hourly thing, but we'll look at oats on the daily. Start with that. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was a range of 30 3/4. Yeah, that's a big deal on oats. And now we've got a second touch in a row on the 50. Will it go below? I don't know. Wheat has, but as I've been saying with oats, continues to defy gravity. We'll see if it breaks through this week. I don't know. We're watching it. Amazing. Today was a big day for oats, though. That's a huge day. $1,000 day for me, guys, today on oats. All right, let's go take a look at the monthly. You know, the candlestick itself is green, but these two candlesticks collectively look weak, as in they're suggesting that, but it hasn't really happened yet. Got divergence warnings going on here for for November, and December showing it too. We'll wait till December's over. Obviously, that's like shoot to the moon going on there. Okay, so only the MACD is giving us some kind of forecast that prices will come down. And you know what, guys? I think it's going to happen. I think the Big Daddy forecast is giving us a heads up. I think it's letting us know. I think it's accurately forecasting there's going to be a price decline. And we'll have to see how it plays out. Okay, let's go to the weekly. And this is just looking so juicy. So juicy. Juicy. Okay. Been talking about this for a while. We're starting to see a gap in the SMI. Divergence warnings all over the place. Okay. The MACD hasn't quite crossed over yet, but I think it will, probably soon enough. Let's see what happens. Okay. One more thing before we go look at the hourly, which I normally don't look at the hourly too much. I just want to look at this. January 16th is some kind of projected low. See, oats doesn't really have a very good cycle. It's just some products don't. This cycle's not very well defined. So I don't put a lot of credence in these cycles. Oats doesn't really follow cycles like typical products. It's just they're not really there. You kind of see them here. But this is not a product that has really strong cycles. Okay? So I'm not going to worry too much about that. Let's look at the hourly. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Right there. Bing bong. Trade. Ka-smash. Kaboom. Bing bong kaboom. Even though the hourly's got, thinly traded stuff going on, you can still use it to get a sense when to place the trade, yeah? Huge day. Wow. So, guys, I've been saying the last few days, I think gold has got opportunity. Crude oil's got opportunity in it. Wheat, oh my gosh, certainly wheat has opportunity in it. Okay, I think more than the S&P 500 indexes. I seriously mean that. There's more opportunity in the other products. S&P 500, okay, I haven't been trading it. It's just not giving me enough to convince me to trade more than, let's say, oats. I wouldn't tell anybody to trade oats right now. I'm just one of those people that finds a way to trade it. But I would definitely be trading wheat, especially the XW. The gold, absolutely. Crude oil, yeah. Any one of those three products on the hourly in 5 minutes, way better than the S&P 500. So don't be afraid to trade other products, guys. The same things apply. And some of those products, the wheat, the crude oil, and the gold, they have really good cycles. So pause the video, go back, look at the cycles, okay? Because they're really, really good. Okay, that's it for now, guys and gals. Talk to you all real soon again next time.